Night falls on an empty riverbank. The water's surface shimmers with the promise of sustenance, but harvesting freshwater mussels requires knowledge and caution. To cook them safely, you must correctly identify the species, ensuring it's legal and not contaminated. Always purify water used in preparation to avoid pathogens. By the end, you'll have a fire-ready dinner and the skills to responsibly find more, adhering to local laws and seasons. Hash what you need knife. A sharp blade is key for opening mussel shells safely. Bucket or bag to carry your catch. Remember to check local laws about harvesting limits and seasons before you start. Fire starter. Matches, lighter, or flint to ensure a quick fire for cooking. Cooking pot. Ideally stainless steel or another material that won't react with the mussels. Gloves. Protect your hands from the mussel's tough shells. Always wear sturdy gloves when handling. Remember, freshwater mussels should be positively identified as edible and cooked thoroughly to avoid any health risks. Check local regulations regarding mussel harvesting before you begin. Step 1. Find freshwater mussels. Freshwater mussels are often found in shallow waters with soft mud bottoms, typically attached to vegetation or rocks along riverbanks, lake shores, or slow-moving streams. Before harvesting, check local laws and regulations, as collecting freshwater mussels may be restricted or require a permit due to conservation concerns for certain species. Additionally, ensure you positively identify the species since some are protected. Always practice sustainable harvesting by taking only what is needed and not disturbing their habitat unnecessarily. Subject: harvest and cook freshwater mussels safely. Tip: before harvesting mussels, check your local laws and regulations carefully. Many areas have strict rules about seasons, limits, and protected species to safeguard these important ecosystems. Always positively identify mussels using a reputable field guide or expert advice, since lookalike species can be harmful. Step 2. Identify the right species. Not all freshwater mussel species are safe to consume, as some can be toxic or contaminated. If you decide to harvest mussels for food, it's crucial to positively identify them with an expert or a reliable field guide, and ensure you're following local laws and regulations. 2 common edible species in North America are Elliptio complanata, Eastern Elliptio, and Actinonias ligamentina, pheasant shell. These have smooth, elongated shells with distinct ridges, but always confirm their safety before consuming them. Subject: harvest and cook freshwater mussels. Safely double-check the identification of any freshwater mussels before harvesting, as some lookalike species are invasive or potentially harmful. Always consult a field guide or an expert to ensure positive identification, and adhere to local laws and seasonal regulations for sustainable harvest. Step 3. Digging up mussels. Wade into the water where mussels typically attach themselves to rocks and vegetation. Carefully use a knife to detach any mussels you find, placing them gently in your container. Before eating freshwater mussels, it's crucial to ensure they're properly identified by an expert, as some species may be toxic or contaminated with pollutants. Additionally, check local regulations and seasons for collecting shellfish, as these can vary by region and body of water. Always purify the water you use for cooking or cleaning the mussels, as freshwater can contain harmful pathogens. Subject: harvest and cook freshwater mussels safely. Tip: wear gloves to protect your hands from sharp shells while harvesting. Make sure you have the proper local fishing or shellfish gathering license, as regulations vary by region. Additionally, identify mussels correctly with an expert's guidance or a field guide, because some species may be toxic or protected. Step 4. Cleaning your catch. Back on shore, rinse each mussel under clean water to remove any debris and mud. Check carefully for signs of damage such as small holes or cracks, which may indicate the presence of parasites. It's crucial to ensure that you harvest mussels during their legal season and from approved waters free of pollution warnings. Before consuming freshwater mussels, Always consult local authorities on safe harvesting guidelines and consider having them tested by a professional for contaminants. Remember, positively identifying edible species is critical. Never eat any wild food unless it's been confirmed with absolute certainty through an expert or field guide. Mistake, ignoring these signs means risking infection. Inspect every single one. Step 5. Shucking the mussels. Place a legally harvested freshwater mussel on your cutting board, shell side down. Hold it steadily with one hand while using your knife to carefully pry open the shells, being cautious of potential cuts. Ensure mussels are sourced sustainably and check local regulations before harvesting any wild seafood. Tip: a dull knife won't work here. Sharpness is crucial. Step 6. Removing the gritty parts. Once opened, you'll see two halves of meat along with a dark, gritty substance inside, which is the sand pouch and digestive gland. Carefully remove this material and trim away any brown edges from the mussel meat. Before cooking or eating freshwater mussels, ensure they're harvested legally during the correct season and in permitted waters. Additionally, positively identify all species, as some may be protected. Always cook mussels thoroughly to kill potential parasites and bacteria. Mistake: leaving in this grit can ruin your meal. Step 7. Cooking your mussels. Bring your pot of water to a vigorous boil. Add cleaned freshwater mussels and cook for about 3 to 5 minutes. Discard any unopened shells as they may harbor parasites or toxins. Ensure you have permission from local authorities before harvesting. And always positively identify species with an expert guidebook due to potential regulations and endangered status. Tip: overcooking makes them tough. Undercooked leaves risks of parasites. Step 8. Testing your mussels. Harvesting freshwater mussels should only be done in accordance with local laws and regulations during the appropriate season. Before cooking, gently tap each mussel to ensure it closes when removed from its shell. This indicates freshness. Any mussel that remains open or feels tough should be discarded, as these may not be safe for consumption. Always handle wild-caught seafood carefully to avoid contamination. Harvesting and cooking freshwater mussels safely is crucial. Freshwater mussels must be thoroughly cooked before consumption, as they can carry bacteria and parasites that cause illness if eaten raw or undercooked. Always ensure you follow local laws and regulations regarding mussel harvesting, including seasons and limits, to protect these important aquatic resources. Step 9. Enjoy your harvest before cooking and consuming freshwater mussels. It's crucial to ensure you're harvesting them from clean waters and during an appropriate season, as regulations vary by location. Freshwater mussel harvesting is often subject to local laws and seasonal restrictions due to conservation efforts for endangered species. Properly identifying the species and ensuring they come from a safe, non-polluted water source is essential to avoid harmful bacteria or toxins that can accumulate in mussels. Once you have legally and safely obtained your mussels, cook them thoroughly to kill any potential pathogens. Enjoy your freshly cooked mussels while they're still warm, knowing you've followed all the necessary precautions. Tip: store any cooked mussel leftovers in a sealed, airtight container in the refrigerator for up to 2 days. Ensure that all mussels are thoroughly cleaned and cooked before storing to prevent bacterial growth. Raw or incompletely cooked mussels can harbor harmful bacteria like Vibrio, which can cause severe illness if consumed. Always follow local fishing regulations when harvesting mussels and ensure you have permission to collect them from the area where they're found. What if it didn't work? If your mussels refuse to open or feel tough after cooking, it could indicate they're spoiled or improperly cleaned. Always double-check the identification of any freshwater mussel species before harvesting, as some can be harmful if consumed due to pollutants or toxins. Ensure you clean them thoroughly by removing all organs and grit. It's crucial to follow local laws and seasonal regulations for sustainable and legal harvesting. Mistake: rushing through steps can mean you miss critical details. #safety reminder: this is educational only. Foraging and fishing carry real risks and are governed by local laws and seasons. Always verify plant and animal IDs with an expert. Follow your local regulations. And never eat anything you can't 100% identify. Freshwater mussels should be cooked immediately after harvesting to ensure their safety and freshness. If they don't open or feel tough during cooking, it could indicate that the mussels were dead before preparation or improperly stored. Freshwater mussels are delicate creatures that do not last long out of water, so it's crucial to handle them carefully and cook them promptly. Tip: always harvest mussels in clear, clean water away from pollution sources. Ensure you collect them legally during the correct season and adhere to local fishing regulations. Additionally, check that the mussels are alive by gently tapping their shells. They should close tightly if still living. Never consume any shellfish unless you're certain it's safe to do so. And always cook freshwater mussels thoroughly before eating to eliminate potential parasites or pathogens. Cleaning mussels. Cleaning is crucial for a safe and successful meal. Start by scrubbing the shells thoroughly with a brush to remove any debris, dirt, or attached organisms like barnacles. Ensure you have positively identified the species as edible using a field guide, consulting an expert, and checking local laws regarding harvesting mussels, as some areas have restrictions based on season and location due to conservation efforts or safety concerns. Subject: harvest and cook freshwater mussels safely. Step 1. After harvesting freshwater mussels, store them alive until you're ready to prepare them. Do not soak live mussels in salt water or any other liquid. Instead, scrub the shells clean with a stiff brush under cool, running water. Check that all mussels are tightly closed. Discard any that don't close when tapped. This ensures you're working only with fresh, healthy specimens. Before cooking, consult local regulations to ensure you're harvesting within legal limits and seasons. Always positively identify freshwater species, as some may be protected or toxic. Seek expert advice if uncertain. Subject: harvest and cook freshwater mussels safely. Step 2. Rinse each mussel under clean, running water to remove any debris. Discard any that are cracked or do not close tightly when tapped. Before consuming, ensure you have positively identified the species with a local expert or field guide, as some freshwater mussels may be protected by law and harmful if harvested incorrectly. Always check local laws regarding mussel harvesting in your area. Cooking methods: there are several ways to cook freshwater mussels. Steam cooking. Subject: harvest and cook freshwater mussels safely. Method 1. Ensure you have permission to collect mussels from local water bodies, and check if there are any seasonal restrictions or advisories against harvesting due to pollution or contamination. 2. Bring an inch of fresh water, not salt water, to a boil in a large pot. 3. Add the thoroughly cleaned freshwater mussels and cover with a lid. 4. Cook until all shells have opened, about 5 to 7 minutes.